Hey guys, Sirix here with my final update to the Pure Spectre, Wretched Defiler, and Necromancer. I've got my build guide linked in the description below, as well as links to a medium budget and high budget options, as this build can be taken much further than where I've currently called it. Currently I'm a little bit bored of it, looking for something else to play, so feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments below. Alright, let's kick things off. The clips you saw at the beginning of the video were pre-Mage Blood, and what you're watching now is with Mage Blood equipped. This really highlights where I think the build shines. For me, this build is all about speed and efficiency. Think of it as the go fast map blaster type of build, but with the added bonus of being able to play with a more relaxed, old man style. If you're like me, dealing with a 4-year-old mid-map, it's great to have the ability to look away for a second without instantly dying or needing to pause. Now where this build really excels, and how I farmed up the currency needed for my Mage Blood, is through the full send, poor man strongbox farming and dunes. We're talking about clearing those maps in under 2 minutes each. Alright, let's have a quick run through of the gear. On the gloves, I've gone my 2 resistances, energy shield as much as you can get, as well as dexterity. This build is very stat stricken, and the resistances are quite easy to get this league, but the stats is very, very tight. So as much dexterity as you can kind of fit on here is really good. On the boots, just energy shield as much as you can get, as much movement speed as possible, and some more resistances. For the eyes of the Great Wolf, I've gone for life regen as well as charisma. The life regen paired with Zealot Sloth up here, there is it over here, as well as this flask. 3% life per second during effect gives me a total of 784 energy shield per second, which really helps with those dots and degens that you have on the ground. Wraith Lord, +2 level of all Spectre gems, as well as Doryani's prototype also is what really is enabling this build. I have been spam corrupting these in the temple, trying to hit a +1 or a +2. Reason for that is as soon as you can get your Wraith Spectre gem to level 25, you can get your 8th Spectre, which is a bit of a huge damage loss that I've got at the moment, but you know, I'm clearing all content needed at the moment. Now for the rings, again, dexterity, it's so stat starved, I've got to fit in as much as possible. Some resistances and some negative lightning res there. Energy shield here, mana and negative lightning res. Pair those 2 rings with Melting of the Flesh, gets me to -203 lightning resistance. And I've got a really good buffer there for fire and cold resistance as well when I'm picking up too many altars. Alright, and then my wand, absolute garbage. The only thing this thing is going for it is minions are aggressive, but you know, I'm clearing all content. The minion AI is much better now. It's got a bit of flat crafted minion increased damage. I have no reason to upgrade other than trying to get more levels onto the Wraith Spectre gem, but I just don't know if I'm going to push the build that hard just yet. And then Aegis Aurora, pair that with all the armor that we have. It's a good energy shield, sustain and regen and recoup as we're going through the map. Flasks, Rumour's Concoction, could just get a bit more block. Gold Flask, I would swap this for the Onslaught Flask with the armor on there, just so you can get way more armor. I'm MFing in boxes, just trying to squeeze as much juice as I can get into my maps. Movement speed, avoid being shocked, pair that with the Storm Shroud for ailment immunity, and then the life regen there. Ghastly Eye Jewels, started off the league with fractured minions, increased damage recently. Energy shield, as much flat as possible. They started to get a bit expensive, so I just went with the energy shield, attack and cast speed, and flat for these as well. Now, my 2 grass, I've gone for minions deal increased damage here and more graph blood, and more minion damage over here. The 2 skills, kind of nice, not really needed, but you know, they're a nice little buffer there as well. I didn't really go for any of the other stats that, you know, might increase how much blood I get, how much more I can store, or cooldown reduction or anything like that, as I just don't feel it's really necessary for this build, as I'm smoking everything at the moment anyway. Alright, not much has changed with the passive tree over the leagues. Basically just going up through here. up to this cluster jewel, grabbing CI, the aura effect over here, and reservation efficiency. Instant leech over here, Ghost Reaver. I'm back around over here, energy shield, getting the minion block and recover of life minion leech here as well. More energy shield, reduced mana cost. I had to grab some stats here. Again, I'm pretty stricken at the moment. Another cluster jewel over here. Energy shield, minion nodes, block nodes, minion nodes. Aura nodes over here. Reduce crit, lighter meaning for more energy shield, more minion damage. On the cluster jewels, I've gone for as much energy shield, attack and cast speed, increase with 35 increased effect. I've had to get strength on this to help me out there. And then on this small cluster jewel, reservation efficiency with some dexterity. This cluster jewel over here, I have just slammed on intelligence, energy shield, increased effect, and some fire resistance. And up over here for the gain endurance charge every second if you've been hit recently. As we're a block character, we're always being hit. On the Ascendancy, I haven't gone for any of the new fancy ones. I just can't think of anything that's going to be better than what we already get. You know, the resistances and attack cast speed here, the offerings for us to increase our block. Minions max life and more damage. And then the best in slot over here, Bone Barrier with the leech to our energy shield. It's too good to give up. Can't really think of anything I'd want to give up there in place of an Ascendancy. Now another question I get asked a lot is, where do you get the Wretched Defilers? And I'll show you now. So you go to global/global 6666, go to here and you'll go, there's a hashtag, looking for Wretched Defilers, and then someone will send you an invite. You just join their hideout. You'll spam desecrate on the ground until you can find it. Make sure you've got in the options, there's a setting that you can tick where if you hold down, I think by default is A, it'll tell you what spectre you're highlighting, and then you just raise that spectre and then it's in your desecrate pool forever. Just make sure you don't have spell echo on for that, as you don't want to raise up too many spectres and get a whole bunch of random crap in your spectre pool, as there is no way to clear it yet. GGG, please fix it. There we go. Someone wants to give me their spectre. I've been having a blast with this build and I'm looking forward to trying something else out. Let me know what you think I should play next in the comments below. As always, thanks again for watching and I hope you guys enjoy the build. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.